Welcome to the second half of KISS Community Connections, 103.1 KISS FM. I'm Phyllis Jones, your host. And this morning, we're going to talk to one of our city council people. You know, so I get to ask him all those questions and put him in the hot seat. I'm going to set fire to his chair, and he's going to leap up, and we're going to hear him scream. But good morning, Gregory. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I think I'm prepared for you.
You think so?
We'll see.
All right. Okay. First of all, thank you for being the council person that you have been and will stay as. But when you ran, you talked a lot about transparency as far as city government. And that will help squash some of the 50 questions that we have as citizens. What has being transparent cost you in a negative way?
I would tell you, it's been very interesting. I remember when I was going out block walking, I knocked on hundreds of doors myself because I wanted that direct interaction with the citizens. And I assume that a lot of times you get politicians. I'm not a politician, I'm a public servant. So politicians, they tell you something, make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. And then once they're elected and you are going about your daily lives as a citizen and you're expecting for them to, to be doing the business of the city and also taking care of your needs, it is strange that they tend to do different things. But I ran on plain growth, smart government, crime prevention, and a strong economy. And I gave that one promise that citizens may not like a lot of times how I vote, but they will understand. I would keep them in the know. They would know even my thought process. And that has, to a certain extent, upset the political order. I don't do the good old boy system. I don't do the status quo. I think Americans are smarter than we give them credit for. And I don't say that in a negative way, but a lot of times as you become an appointed elected official, you get this mentality that citizens don't know any better, that you are taking care of them, that they probably won't understand the political system or how we work or the issues that are going on, and it's best for you to make the decision without their input. And that is things that I've seen time after time. I will say, I'm gonna circle back around to your question, but as far as transparency, I post my entire city council packet on Facebook. I want the citizens and taxpayers to know what I know. So every piece of information that I am handed as a council member, every citizen taxpayer has access to that. I also post it on my website. On social media, mainly Facebook, I create events for every city council meeting and every workshop meeting. I post their entire agenda in there. And I'm also open to my thoughts. I want citizens, because a lot of times when you read the paper, they're only printing one sentence of 3 paragraphs. And so if it's a hot topic item, I ensure that I share my thoughts, the facts, my process, how I arrived at that decision, which, how I voted. And citizens tend to respect that. They respect that I'm open and transparent. And I try to be, pretty involved, in the community. I take 5 or 6 calls a day, a lot of Facebook messages, a lot of emails. And it's been interesting. I was told several times by several power brokers that I'm too transparent, that I'm telling the citizens too much. They don't understand the decisions you are making as a council member. So don't tell them that. Just vote the way you need to vote and be quiet. Yes, and be quiet.
So in other words, we're dumb and we need to stay that way.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And it said, basically, I was told, have them vote, and that's all they do, and they stay out of the way, and I don't like that. I like this is a team effort. As a council member, I depend on citizen input, because a lot of times these are issues that could go left and left and right. A lot of the votes that we're making as council members are 4-3, and most of the time I am the swing vote. And it can take that one citizen that can take the time to call me and say, Gregory, I'm opposed to this because of this, this, and that. And that could be that one input that I needed that could change my vote and change the way, the outcome. And so it's frustrating at times. I am, definitely having a good time as a council member, but it's frustrating at times. I've even get the negative feeling towards a few of my colleagues because I think it is forcing them to, I wouldn't say up their game, but it's forcing them to be more responsive, more transparent, and actually take more time to listen to citizens versus giving them lip service.
So you have, we're not going to name them, be nice about that. So, but you have some city organizations, and you are a public servant, and you work for us, we don't work for you. Given that they've attacked you,
yes, and
you're voting, and they've attacked you on things you haven't even voted on yet.
Yes.
So how do you deal with that? I could see attacking you, I could see attacking you for something you said. Right. I understand that because I attack council people all the time. But to attack you for something that you have not said yet or that has not been brought up yet is kind of unfair.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
I would tell you that it's been a unique process. I say that as much. A lot of this stuff started during the campaign where you have people that have these perceptions about people on how that they feel. I know one of the issues were, if Gregory gets elected, it's going to be the first time in our city's history that we will have a majority black council. And so you get a lot of racial undertones into that, to where there are certain groups within our city and community that think that having a majority black council is going to tilt the way that we make decisions and the direction that our city is going, whether it's good or bad, or whether it benefits them or not. And even going forward to being elected, I don't think a lot of the members of these city employee associations really have taken the time one-on-one, not as an association, but one-on-one as city employees, to actually get to know the real Gregory Johnson. Because if you only come to council meetings, that is the only piece of who I really am. I do so many things in the community that people don't take the time to see or watch and understand. It is frustrating as a council member. I have very thick skin. It is frustrating to see people that have not taken the time to get to understand you. Understand me. Say the type of things they're saying, and I won't repeat those things here because they are under investigation. But it's just sad. And especially as adults, Killeen, we have so many issues to be worried about, not attacking council members for something that they haven't even said, something that they don't even believe in, something that you don't even understand. I have asked for apology from these associations because even if you see these city employees that are posting on your page and you're turning a blind eye to it, I think you're just as guilty.
That's true. That's true. That is true. And you're at large city council person, yes. Correct? So can you explain to those who don't know what an at large council person is? What does that mean?
Yes. Our structure for the city council, we have 7 council members, 1 mayor. 3 of the council members are elected at large, which means citizens anywhere within the city can vote. And we run on even years with the mayor. And then on odd years, 4 district council members run. And every council member serves a 2-year term, a maximum of 3 consecutive terms.
Right.
And for me, I'm a little bit different than a district council member because I am responsible for
the whole city.
Yeah, the entire city. So it's very similar to being a mayor, to where I take, concerns, calls, emails from the entire city versus a district council member. They represent that district. Now, we all have equal power and responsibility to take care of the city as a whole. But as an at-large council member, I have to look at the overall. I can't get tied down into the weeds of special interest groups. I have to look what's best for the entire city. Even the citizens that didn't vote for me, even the citizens that are not involved, even the citizens that don't come to council meetings, even the citizens that don't make their opinions heard, even the citizens that folks tend to neglect. It is my responsibility to find them, reach out to them to ensure that I understand their needs just as much as a squeaky wheel.
Okay, so you ready for my challenging question?
Yeah, there you go. I knew it was coming.
I asked, and I'll say I did ask. I asked all the council people one question. And I'll go back before I ask the question. 1, Chief Baldwin. He fought hard for the new police department we have. He fought hard for that new building, explained why we needed it. I mean, he went through, a whole thing on boosting it up and, we need this and why. Because the city's growing south and the larger population of Killeen is south rather than north. So it's there and it's utilized. And we put all this money into it. So now I hear through Facebook that the city of now we know the downtown jail is no longer used because it's out of compliance and everything. But now we hear that a possibility of Killeen thinking about closing the jail and the new precinct. I asked you all about it. Some council people told me they had no clue what I was talking about, and some said they would check on it. They haven't heard back from them yet. But what is this? Is this just a word we're hearing on the street? Is it actuality on the agenda? Where is that at?
Okay, well, that's a good question. That's a good question. That's the first curveball question. Well, it's okay. I'm transparent, so I tell you I tell you what I know.
Okay.
I will tell you, I was reached out to several city employees. I received calls and messages from several citizens. My understanding is that no council member, including myself, this is not a council-driven initiative. This was something that was proposed by senior city staff as a cost-saving factor. And actually,
okay, wait. Now you say senior city staff. I'm gonna ask that next question.
Yes.
So our current interim city manager was our police chief, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So he's part of the city staff, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. And,
I'm just asking.
No, it's good. That's good. Let me clarify. Senior city staff can mean anyone in a position of power, great influence, or that serves an executive director position or above.
Okay.
So, as a council member, I did receive an email. It had the item on the city council workshop agenda, and that was all I knew as a council member. Before people say, how can you not know what's going on as a council member? Every Monday, the mayor pro tem, and the city manager, whoever those 3 people are, they meet once a week to set the city council agenda. Now, as a council member, I can request to put items on the agenda, but I actually don't set the agenda every week. So the mayor pro tem, or city manager can choose to put discussion items.
So instead of that, can put the names to the position.
Okay. Our current mayor is Mayor Jose Segar. The current mayor pro tem is Broccoli Moore. He's a District 4 council member. And our current interim city manager is Dennis Baldwin. He is the former chief of police.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we need to know names with that.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
good. But
So I know who to go after.
Yeah. If you also want to know who your elected officials are, you can go to the city's website, killeentexas.gov, click on election officials at the top right, and you see our beautiful pictures, phone numbers, and emails. So the item was pulled from the city council workshop agenda the day of, and so as we sat down on the dais to convene the meeting, we were notified that the item was pulled. I did reach out to the interim city manager to get some clarification on things, because I don't want people to think that this is city council trying to close a jail, city jail. I've requested clarification. I was told by the interim city manager that the item will make it to the agenda January. So I don't know the exact workshop meeting, but once I do, I will post it on Facebook.
So before that, so right now, as of today, we can all email, call our interim city manager and ask him about his proposal, can't we? Because in order for him to put it on the agenda, he has to have something in mind, doesn't he?
As I wouldn't say it's necessarily his proposal, but as the interim city manager, he is the keeper of the council agenda.
Okay.
He does prepare the agenda for us. Now, department heads can request items on the agenda, and he can put those on there.
So what's your views on on the city jail? Because my thinking is this: if we close Killeen City Jail and we take prisoners or people who are arrested to Belton, that's taking a police officer off the street for a longer period of time. And I'm sure we got to pay Belton, because I know they're not going to just, oh yeah, sure, come on down. I'm sure there's going to be some exchange of funds here and there. But mostly you're taking an officer off the street for quite a long time, because he's got to go to Belton and compete with everybody, you know what I mean, and be there with everybody else who takes people to Belton. And also, how would you think about privatizing?
No, hang on. Let me answer the first one first. So
Okay, dang. Okay, go ahead.
I will say I do have mixed reviews because I've talked to several police officers and jailers, and there is a concern. I don't want any city employee to lose a job. Right. That's one. There's also issues when you lay off a city employee. What about the employees that have been employed 16, 17 years? And there's just a few years from reaching that tenure where they can retire. You heard about the benefits on what happens to them if they lose their job. And my understanding is that if you retire from the city does not pay your insurance.
Correct.
So, those are concerns. I do have concerns of what the added costs from Bell County Jail. I have concerns with officers being off the street more, and we need as many officers, boots on the ground, and North Killeen as possible. I have now on the other side, I look at the cost savings. I also asked a question about a transport van that the police department have, and supposedly there's an option where they can transport the I want to say suspect, the person of interest to the city jail, do the paperwork, and then have one designated city employee that can transport them back and forth to the county jail. That way the officer can be back on the beat. That's just what I've heard, but outside of that, I want to just wait until we get to that discussion, because then from there we can have a discussion all at once. I'm curious of what other council members think as well, what questions and concerns that they have. So it's I'm not saying it's something that's blown out of proportion. Every citizen has a right to be concerned, even with a rumor. But I don't want us to get so up in the air about something that may not happen, let's just wait until we get to that, Ted comes on gender and his gush. And I know you don't agree with that.
What I am going to do,
of course you're going to do something.
Since my show has a Facebook page, I will list everybody's email and phone number on my Facebook page and send it out. I've done that before, and it works. So to everybody who's listening, look on Community Connections Facebook, and I will put the mayor and city council's phone numbers on there, email addresses, and call them up and ask some questions, because remember, they work for us, we don't work for them. And even if they don't know the answer, make them call you back and give them the answer when they get it. Don't just go, okay, he didn't know, and click off. No, it's not good enough. It's not good enough.
I want to interject in that, Phyllis.
It's not.
I don't want to debate with you on your show.
Why? Because I win?
Hey, the person with the microphone. I will say that as a council member, I welcome any citizen taxpayer contacting me. But I will say, as a councilman right now, I don't have enough information. It would be good if citizens also contact the interim city manager, because it seems like, if you put that information on there, I think that would be good as well, because I think the citizen would probably get a little bit more information, because this is a senior city staff led initiative.
Okay. So, all right. So we're going to do that because, too many times we tell people to call them, but we don't give you the information. Right. So I'm going to post it, and then I'm going to KISS's website, 103.1's Facebook page, and put it on there too.
Mm-hmm. We'll post it. Yeah, no, because go ahead and do it. It's definitely not the first time you've done it. I want to be the last. I'm used to it. And I have no problem, because I'm on Facebook anyway. So, and I see people all in the convenience store, HEBs. I mean, I'm in there buying cheese, and they're talking about city jail. So,
also, even though you say it's on the city's website, if I put it on Facebook as a group, people will actually do it as a group. People will, and I always explain to you, if you don't please do not email your council people, because if you email all together, they can't answer it, because it's considered a walking quorum, which is illegal. So don't email all of them at one time. Don't text them in a group text either. Send it individually, and therefore they can answer it back, because we do want to keep it legal, as well as us being smart and proactive.
I will say, I think when the citizens do email council members, I think it would be helpful for them to personalizing it versus a copy and paste. Right. It's important for me as a council member to know what you think, Phyllis Jones, not what somebody's told you. Like, what are your personal feelings towards it? And so that really helps. And I would tell you, I can't speak for other council members, but I know council members, when they do receive those emails, we are more open to understanding it and taking that information favorably, because we're knowing it's coming from the heart, it's coming from an individual citizen.
And I'm going to say this, and Greg could disagree with me. I don't really care. Anyway, don't call them on the phone. Don't call your council person, because you don't want a verbal conversation that has no track record to it. Either text them or email them. So they have to give you back that written response, so that later on when they run again, you can remind them of a couple of things, because we need to hold them accountable for what they say they're going to do. So don't text them. Text them. Don't call them. Don't have that call. No, don't do that. No, text them on the phone, because I have a million texts from all the council people, and I keep there, and then I transfer it over so I can have it, or email them and make them accountable. But I'm going to ask Greg my last question. I don't want you to answer it, but you have to come back and give me the answer to it. Okay? All right. So you ready?
I guess so. Well, let's get it.
In May 2014. City Killeen did their first no-knock on somebody, on Marvin Guy, to say it out. And during that first no-knock, things went to pieces. An officer got shot, one got injured, and then confusion began. We started, articles in the paper made you think, something else is going on. But then we get an article from a previous employee of Killeen de la Hero, who just slammed everything and let you know, excuse me, put the brakes on it, because this is more information. So I need you, Councilman Greg Johnson, to investigate it, Give us not all the answers, but give us a picture that puts together, and come back and let us know. Okay, can you do that?
I can. I will work my hardest. I would tell you that I know there is a gag order.
Yes, it is. Yes,
but
also I'll tell you this: he can't send out any mail, which is illegal. It is illegal. His mail is being held by the Bell County Jail. So I'm gonna check on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to.
So I can definitely at least do that. I would definitely do an inquiry. I don't want to interfere with the investigation or anything that's going on.
The public knowledge you can get.
But as far as my duties as a council member, make sure that I'm open and transparent with citizens. I will definitely do an inquiry
And come back.
Yes, I come back. May not be the information that people really want because there are a lot of emotions on both sides.
Right.
And it is a very, very delicate issue. I've talked to several citizens. I've talked to a couple police officers, and you can tell after about 30 seconds into them responding to me, the emotions are high. But it's important to, ensure that everything is fair on both sides. We are always going to have emotion in it, but we have to make sure we do the right thing. But ensuring that no one's rights have been denied, violated.
You're going to come back and talk to us about it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I'm going to ask everybody this question, then I'm gone. On Facebook, the almighty Facebook, whenever there's an injustice done to a black man, Facebook lights up. We have Marvin Guy, who possibly could have had some injustice, and the Facebook is not lighting up. So I'm asking the black men, where you at? I just want to know where y'all at, what you doing, what you saying, because I don't see it. And if I don't see it, I don't think anything's going on. So I need to know where you at, and stop posting things that happen to black men other places if you're not going to take care of what happened to the black man in our area. Thank you, Gregory Johnson, for coming on the show this morning.
I knew you was going to add that last piece. I said, I'm going to give you disclaimers.
I don't know what that means. No one's ever put that in description for me.
No, it's good. I do enjoy coming on your show. I'm a very open guy. And it's good to have these candid discussions. I think people are so afraid a lot of times just to have these open discussions. So. Yeah, I always enjoy coming on your show.
Okay, we're looking forward to you coming back with those answers. I want to thank everyone for listening to KISS Community Connections 103.1 KISS FM. And I will say, as always, you cannot lead a positive life with a negative mind. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Bye now.